Good morning, Sam!
Good evening, Mallory.
Welcome back to Nobody Leaves, a podcast where we're constantly fighting each other for dominance, and we make each other watch stuff that the other person doesn't want to watch, and we delight in the pain because we're freaking sick psychos, and we don't even care about... We're kind of like the Joker of animals here on this podcast.
Is this our fourth or fifth furry cast? Like, how many furry related episodes have we done? Because we did three seasons of BEASTARS, Boy and the Beast. Am I missing anything?
We're getting deeper into the furry hole, but today we are just covering our third BEASTARS episode, BEASTARS Final Season, Act 1, Revenge of the Joker Cat.
Yes. Melon's Last Stand.
Melon's Lament.
Is Porco Rosso furry? Surely not, right? There's no pig furries. Is that a thing?
It would be cool if Porco Rosso at the end of the movie takes off his hat and he was wearing a fursuit the whole time and he wasn't cursed by a witch.
I'm asking you, the expert, because I don't know. I'm still a novice to these things.
I love pigs. If they had pigs furries, I think I would finally go.
I see. Mallory, I know we're here to talk about BEASTARS, the final season, part 1, Legoshi's Lament, but I gotta derail this immediately. Did you see, I know we don't do news anymore, or our weeks as much with intros, but did you see any Evangelion-related announcements over the past week?
Oh, yeah, and I felt so stupid, Sam. I saw it, and it's, directed by this person, and everyone's like, wow.
Oh!
Redditors, pick up your sporks, and I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I don't know.
Don't call me a Redditor. Listen, it's being directed. There's a new Evangelion anime project in the works, being directed by Yoko Taro, otherwise known as Funny Skull Man, otherwise known as the creator of Nier Automata. This is gonna do irreparable damage to my psyche. You don't understand. Skong Watch is back, and it's now Yoko Watch. I will, anytime there's news about this project, I will derail this podcast to talk about it. Mallory, it's peanut butter and jelly. It's peanut butter and chocolate. It's peanut butter with a third thing. I'm so excited. I can't handle it.
Sam, this is you're on company time talking to me about Yoko Taro.
Mallory,
this Evangelion
this would be like if Rebecca Sugar was making a Monogatari season. It's like combining things that I don't know how to put in my head together. It's just weird. It's a pairing that makes sense, but I'm scared. I'm frightened. I don't want to love again. I just don't know what to do with this information. And so I had to share that at some point, not today, not at the end of this episode, but I now have to educate you on Yoko Taro, Funny Skull Man, in some way. So I'm going to be thinking on that. Yeah.
Well, if we could all think on that, if we could pray on that a little bit.
Mallory, you don't understand. They're getting the composer of Nier Automata as well. It's not just Yoko Taro, it's also Kiichi Okabe. I'm going to freak out. I'm already freaking out. I'm going to continue to freak out. But yeah, that's, if people who missed the intros from last year, we got an intro today. Anyway.
I thought it was the end of Evangelion. So I'm
What?
If you would like to be in the, camp that's, tentatively optimistic, and you want me to take the weight of being cynical, I think when I just see, a new Evangelion's coming out, I think, not righteous, bro. Not really.
To be clear,
yeah,
it is coward shit. Evangelion should have ended with 3+1, or if we're being honest, it should have ended with End of Eva. But
I wish that I could turn back time.
If this series is gonna have to zombie shamble along forever, a Yoko Taro directed project is not the end of the world in my book.
I should make it. I should just make the next one.
You should make the next Evangelion.
Let me in there. I bet I could fix it.
It'll get to that point. I mean, Ava's gonna go on. Ava's gonna live well beyond Anno, well beyond us. It's gonna go forever. you gotta sell those Evangelion like vending machines, right? You gotta make that money.
It's gonna turn into like The Simpsons. It's gonna be like there's gonna be an episode where like Kaoru comes out as gay to his parents. They get introduced.
His
He's
angel parents.
He's gonna really like kind of like bring it all down. Yeah. No, it's gonna be so cool. There's gonna be there's gonna be like the troubled home life of like Shinji forgets his like son's birthday or whatever, and it's like Boruto. Um,
Oh dear.
that's
Well,
the
yeah,
future.
I'm sorry. I had to talk about that, and this is the only medium I have to do so.
Listen, that's fair, and I understand that. And if Rebecca Sugar did direct Monogatari, I think I would just be like, no, we're not. I think I would just kind of shut down the whole podcast. So with that, if anything, you showed restraint in just making this like an intro.
You get what I mean, though? It's like it two things that are really meaningful to you like coming together. It spells disaster, right? Like I can't. It's not going to be as good as it is in my head, but I am very excited about it anyway.
No, I feel that. I understand it. I could tell by the reactions. I was like, oh, I should know who Yoko Taro is, and I don't. but now I do.
Have you ever seen the skull? Like he's the guy who wears the big mask everywhere he goes and doesn't show his face, which is a kooky thing I think you would enjoy.
Yeah, well, so does Paru Tagaki, the creator of BEASTARS, with a big chicken head. Sorry, that was an irresistible transition. But no, I have seen this.
That's perfect.
To be fair.
I'm glad.
Speaking of BEASTARS, Revenge of the Animals, Sam, what did you think of season 3, the third part of this 4-part story that we're gonna watch the entire thing of, and that the 4th part is gonna come out tomorrow? On release.
Jeez.
When this releases, it will have come out the next day. So when people are hearing us say this, it's tomorrow. So that's exciting.
Oh, nice. The good timing. Mallory, I think every season we've watched, I've gone in with lower and lower expectations.
Mm.
And therefore, I kind of enjoyed BEASTARS the Final part 1.
Okay, cool.
Haru is missing once again. I will say this, it does not end very strongly. That did not feel like and now we're set up for the next episode. It's like it did not feel like a finale which makes sense because they cut it like right down the middle.
Right.
It's good. I like the anecdote nature of the story more in this season than I did in last season. Last season was like, there's a killer walking among us, but will this leopard and gazelle be friends? And I was like, oh, I don't know. But now that Legoshi's kind of like out in the world and even further removed from the plot than normal, I'm like, I'm fine with us hanging out with a seal man for an episode or an owl that makes udon. I don't really mind it as much. I think Melon so far, not the strongest character. He has so much less to do with Legoshi and they really try and like cram it all in there in like 2 episodes. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Those are some of my big takeaway complaints, but in general, BEASTARS is pretty fun,
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I think I was like, weirdly, I was feeling a little bit more fatigued by the side stories, but I think that was more a feeling of like, okay, I want to rewatch this. I would be rewatching this even if we didn't do the podcast, just because like it was so long ago that I probably would have maybe skipped season 1 and 2 and just rewatched this season to like remember the plot before like the 4th part came out. But like it was like, I think knowing where the finale is, like just kind of being like, oh, we're just kind of going around. But I mean, I do like broadly again, I like the anecdotal nature. I think the fun stuff to discuss with BEASTARS is always like just these weird little like side stories that it goes down. I think there's just
remains interesting, and like seeing how it adapts to different animal species is all very fun. The metaphor is completely like gone at this point. There is no rhyme or reason to it. We're talking about like interracial marriages, but that making the person stronger. Like if it gets muddy, complicated, bad if you try and apply like anything to it at this point. I think it's like lost.
That's I want to push that down because I have a lot to rant about with that stuff.
We'll rant
but
about that later, sure.
Yeah, but I like in terms of the anecdotes part, or I'm calling it anecdote, the short story element.
The episodic nature. I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the side characters, the extended cast, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so there are weak ones which I'll just like brush aside. I hate the stupid guy who's talking about his excrement and selling it to the lions, and they're going in a maze.
Yeah,
Nope.
the civet.
Not
right?
funny.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know what animal is. Don't care. Not funny. No point to it. Like, oh no, oh this is how the lions are getting this like super. It's like basically anything around like the super drug plot is just kind of like. We get like
boring.
In its first introduction, they're like, "Oh, this triggers the hunger of carnivores who have eaten meat before." So we already know. So then, like for the rest of the season, anytime anyone is like learning about the mystery or speaking about the mystery, and like Louis like researching it, it's like we already like know the answer.
I can't believe that they were still doing like Louis figuring it out when we've known it for 11 episodes at that point.
Right. Yeah. So like all that was like really not what I wanted. The rats when they're introduced. I mean, there's good stuff with the rats, but when they're introduced, it's like, by the way, it's truly like, by the way, there's a secret underground group of rats that like infiltrate everything, and here's all of them dying at once. It's like,
what did I messaged you about it like in the middle of the week,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, this delightful new subplot. Oh no, they're being bashed to death in a bag. Like they're
just
gone
so quick. So there's some tangents that I like don't appreciate because it's just like, this isn't like necessarily an interesting or
I have one I
compelling
can pick
story. What's your one that you want to pick on before we do good ones?
Boy, I don't give a shit about Bill and the drama club at this point. They can just go and devour each other. I just don't care. They are so like coddled by the story and the narrative compared to like everything that Legoshi has gone through, or Louis or Haru. Like they're like Haru and Legoshi are like visiting like the cannibal market, and Bill and Bill's herbivore friend, who they're clearly like setting up as a relationship, are like, but what if the school board rejects our proposal? I don't give a shit. Like they suck. They're not interesting.
Now, Sam has had a documented history of being a #1 Bill hater on this for like 3 seasons now.
I don't even remember. What was my opinion of Bill in season 1? Just he was like
you did not
lame.
like Bill in season 1 as a villain. You thought he was lame and flat. I defended him.
Lame.
I defended him in season 1 because I'm like, I like where he's in the story. I like how he's characterized. I like him in season 2 too. I think it's moderately interesting, like his arc. I agree in season 3.
I like him in season 2 as like redeemed villain who's kind of just hanging around. Like he's fine. But
totally.
I don't that plot line, who gives a shit about it? Like we've moved so far beyond the drama club. Like trying to tie things back to the drama club is insane. And all those characters are insane because they all like talk around the fact that one of them was a murderer and they never really reconcile with it. And like they're all worried about like the incident with like the anteater getting his arm ripped off, right? Like that's the thing they're more concerned with.
That's
the
such a good point because Riz got arrested. That's such a good point.
And Legoshi fought him to almost near death and ate your other star of the drama club.
Yeah.
And then got kicked out of school for it. And all that's public knowledge. No one seems to care about the bear. Like, only Legoshi brings him up. And I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah. That is a very good point of, like, I don't know. It's like, that is the craziest, most important thing that you would think they would all discuss. Or, like, that would make Bill having any kind of reflection of, like, oh,
I could have been like this or something. Yeah, like...
Yeah. Even if he's like, I kind of maybe keep my shit together, but like my kind of, toxic masculine, toxic predator tendencies like enabled an environment where like Riz could flourish or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that was not that. Yeah, no,
Hey,
that's a very good
Mallory,
point. Yeah.
BEASTARS is like a cool interconnected world, right? And it's always trying to like bring these like 4 or 5 central characters like back together, right? Like
Mm.
the plot line of this season is there's an energy drink where people who have had meat before go crazy when they drink it, and it causes like untold like suffering to people who are maybe not that evil but have made evil choices, right?
Mm.
We have many characters in this season who have had meat before, including some herbivores. Like Louis has had meat before. Legoshi
Oh
has also had
yeah.
meat before. Bill has had meat before. In a plot
Mhm.
line where Bill and the drama club are trying to prove that carnivores are, have self-control and can interact with herbivores safely. And there's the evil like drug that's going around the school and the town that makes carnivores go crazy. I feel like there's drama left on the table there, a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it's
The,
going, because clearly they're going to be a part of it. Like everything's leading up to this repeat of the Meteor Festival. But
mhm.
boy, does it feel like there's a lot of like plot threads dangling that I don't have any confidence are going to be picked up.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe I
like we
am mad.
are.
Maybe I don't like this season.
Well, I mean, like we were saying the negative ones. I feel like we are like, we're potentially like setting ourselves up for embarrassment when all of these weave together in a beautiful tapestry in the finale or
I don't think
something.
they are going to though. Because they
But
don't.
no, I agree.
They haven't in the other seasons, right? Like they all feel like
Mm,
disparate like elements. It's like it's a dish with like a bunch of cool ingredients that kind of never culminate together. Like it's missing like a
mm,
unifying sauce or something. I don't know how food metaphors are the devil, but there's something there.
yeah. No, definitely. Like I think I can understand the drama plot line from the perspective of like they really want to tell this story that is about like, to me, I think the segregation on campus feels very much like male female segregation type of thing for
Mm-hmm.
like feminist stuff, and then them wanting to work together and like tell a story together. Like that's like the story they're trying to get across. It's less interesting than what's going on outside of the school, which is why I want to transition to talking about the good parts, which is
Good part.
left the school behind. There's a world outside.
I'm fine with
Legoshi
that.
being a high school dropout that lives in an apartment with no electricity, who just sits on the floor screaming every night. And then he like has to just like hang out with like this like naked old man and like this like fucking like office lady who's getting really mad at him for defending her. That these are the moments, these are the days that we live for. I really like these segments
I like
and
the Legoshi
him
bum
being an
arc.
udon.
It's fun.
Yeah, him being an udon shop like employee or whatever, and like just it just feels like the most Legoshi everything ever. It's way more interesting than high school. Like I'm so over high school stuff in the show. It's not interesting. um it's cool. I like it a lot. And it's also the like it comes to pay back like the devouring record, like making it so that he can't marry and like limiting his
Mm-hmm.
opportunities, like the fact that he had to drop out of school and now he's like working part-time. Like the society, which I feel like is what this series really wants to talk about, is like really like the rubber feels like it's hitting the road in that part.
Right. There are finally
At its best. Yeah.
consequences to this. Like, this broken society is finally, like, one of our characters has actually slipped through the cracks, and it
Hmm.
not being a voluntary thing where Louis decides to join the mafia for a season. Like,
Yeah.
Legoshi, through no fault of his own, has this, like, scarlet letter applied to his record.
Hmm.
He did eat his friend's leg, but it was consensual.
It was
Um,
consensual gay sex, and it's illegal
exactly.
in this world. Yeah, like
Exactly.
and it's crazy with compared to Louis, who had his like mafia bad boy breaking away from everything he knew arc,
Mm-hmm.
and like you know, for this rich kid, it was just like a dip, and then he's able to like return back to being like
he goes to college.
successor.
He skipped a year of high school, shows up, like grabs his cap, and is like, "I'm graduated. See ya." Also, I have a fiance. I have a hot deer girlfriend who I don't want to have sex with anyway.
That's I
gotta say,
crazy.
I'm pleased with how remarkably chill Louis has become in season 3. Like, he no longer is just like beating up Legoshi for no reason. Like, I like when they don't interact that much this season, but I like when they are hanging out that like Louis has kind of just become a bro. A bro who maybe is crushing on Legoshi. You know, there's some undertones there with his erectile dysfunction, which is an interesting subplot. But yeah, I like a problem I had in seasons 1 and 2 that I don't really have in this season is that every character acted really like over the top and annoying. And as soon as we got away from the school, that's kind of stopped. Where like, I think the random characters that Legoshi meets now are like unreasonable adults, but adults are unreasonable and annoying. Like, they're all like caught up in their own problems, and I think that they're mostly like fine as characters. There's still the occasional like random racist bully who comes out of nowhere, like, "We're the Hawk guys. Of course we go to diners and beat up like Komodo dragons. That's a thing that happens every day in this universe." And I'm like, is it really? There's still those, you know, but I think it's gotten a little bit more. Maybe I'm just getting used to it in the way of storytelling. That,
it's like it's boiling the
works in
frog, as
BEASTARS.
it were.
I have been boiled a little bit by BEASTARS to where I'm not as bothered by like some of the dumber stuff. We're hot guys.
Hey,
of course we hate Komodo dragons.
What do you mean? You try to be a Komodo dragon when the hawk guys are in town? You should have heard our cries.
Why do we need more discrimination? Like, we need carnivore versus carnivore discrimination. Like the entire show is like leaping through different ways to have additional discrimination, and I'm like, I feel like if we stuck to one of these, maybe the metaphor would make more sense, or maybe it'd become more clear. But we're like, it's gender, it's race, it's wealth, it's like all it's a little muddled. It's a little muddled.
I'll push back a little bit on the. I like that it's like weird and fluid, because I think when it's at its most fluid, it's the least like this equals this, and you should have like a solid takeaway. Like the more dreamlike it is, and the less like one thing it is, and the more like it is very funny.
We're examining like social strife through this lens this week, and then through this lens this week, like the Miss Sevens little plot line where it's like we're talking about like discrimination in the office, but we're also just applying it to like men versus women or herbivores versus carnivores or what have you. And it kind of, when it doesn't dig too deep, it kind of works. It's when it becomes, when Haru and Legoshi are, you know, hugging each other surrounded by dead rabbits, I go like, this seems a little strange. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to take away from this right now.
Like, I mean, so like the two, like Seven and oh no, I'm forgetting the seal's name. Our friendly seal who goes which that's pretty good. When he
talks like a Gungan from Star Wars prequels.
Yeah, like absolutely. I think like those two are like great examples where it's like those are somewhat back to back, and it's like one of them is like clearly like, you know, female workplace discrimination type of thing, and the other one is clearly like more with like, you know, sexual
it's like international
rules,
national or that
culture,
there's that too.
And like at least when I'm thinking about like the like public nudity and the public consumption of meat and all this kind of stuff, and like the like Legoshi like learning different ways of thinking and like that kind of stuff, which also like I feel like you can pretty easily tie in the gay thing to like that part as well. But then
that to me felt like someone visiting from another country and being like, in our culture we don't care about gay or not gay, or we don't care about like this or that, or, you know, like that felt like, you know, let's widen your perspective here beyond
Mm-hmm.
this city where everyone's a racist and everyone hates each other.
Yeah. No, exactly. And it's like I like that it can flip between those two, like, it like the metaphor
Mm.
can't really be about the same thing in those two. Like it could maybe if you stretch it, but it's like back to back. It's like no, the carnivore herbivore thing is about two different social things that apply to our like real world. I feel like it's the best when it's being fluid. Um, so I don't
It's
know.
also it
Yeah.
remains fun in those moments, just like peppering in little details like, oh yeah, the fish people have their own language and their apartment block is just a bunch of doorbells. Like that's a really
Hmm.
fun detail of like Legoshi going to deliver food and it's just doorbells on a dock because the ocean doesn't have any walls, right? Like
Yeah.
it's I wouldn't say it's like the most it's this the storytelling of Beastars isn't like a dungeon meshy, right? Where it's like the
Mm,
entire point is the world building and the entire
right.
point is you're getting like graphs and maps and like and this is how this interacts with this or whatever. But it walks up to that and it thinks about some things in more detail in ways that are fun, like the meat market,
Mm.
or my favorite character of all time, Gohin, the panda the herbivore doctor who's tough enough to
Yeah.
survive in the meat market, you know.
No, absolutely. But yeah, just to talk about the grandpa. Well, first of all, I was curious. I kind of was like, I hope Sam likes Old Man Lizard.
I
Um,
like Old Man Lizard. I'm a fan of the Yakuza, you know, it's fine.
it's pretty like, hey, I think that it was interesting because the way I had it kind of like presented to me in a certain specific way from watching this. Like I've talked about this Legoshi's Gay BEASTARS video by Boring Keith a bunch of times, like a 4-hour video essay. But it's like he talks about the like having to sit that back there as like being like an AIDS crisis thing that would happen back in like it would be like if you were visually in any
The
way
like
gay or
don't get
yeah
your venom on him. Yeah, like there is some like
yeah
the Komodo dragon to like AIDS skin tag. Like you could have that kind of like connection if you want to draw it.
absolutely yeah. And it's like I think that's one thing that I like about it, and like that we're again, it feels like it's more in the bag of this season, which is like we left the school behind. We're talking about like real life, real
Left the
world
school
adult
behind.
discrimination now that we gotta face, which I liked, and it's also like I think it's like it's delivered in a way that's annoying me. Sometimes the show really annoys me because it does the thing that I don't like from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where it like characters just kind of show up and explain like up until this point I've taught you every day to do things this like in the moment that it's happening rather than like set it up in any kind of like deliberate or naturalistic kind of way.
You taking pot shots at JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the most naturalistic storytelling of all time.
Just like when it's like when like in the moment of like him freaking out like Legoshi standing up to the guys, like he could just like freak out and be like, Legoshi, don't do that. He doesn't need to say, Legoshi, don't do that. I taught you since you were age 7 that you should always be
Right.
like
It's a little stilted at times. I think
yeah.
the particular culprit for that is
Mm.
his relationship with Mr. Beastar himself.
Oh my
Yaya, is that his
god.
name?
Oh Yafuya Yaya.
Yaya.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
his backstory sucks. It's like I had a friend, and then my friend got married, and now I'm gonna murder his grandson. I'm like, you suck. Like you're
Who
not,
wouldn't? Who among
because he's
us?
so cool at first. He's like Gohin, but with more resources. I'm like, all right, this is really interesting, and I like how tall he is. Like he's a big, intimidating, scary horse
Mm.
man. But then his motivations for being anti Legoshi are like the thinnest it's ever been. Like every character in this series has to hate Legoshi for no reason. This is the most like no reason of all time. I'm
Yeah.
like you should be allying with this guy. And by the time he gets on board with that, it's too late and stupid. And I know that's like how you
Mhm.
have drama, but it does not ring true that he would be so mean to Legoshi when he has a network of mice spies who give him all his entire character is, I have all the information and I meticulously make my plans, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kill this wolf for no reason. I'm just gonna throw him off a building, you know?
Just gonna kill this 19-year-old kid. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I'm gonna
just
be
like
really unreasonable for no reason.
it. Yeah, like the thing that's just the whole time is just like, oh my god, like the amount of scenes that are like Legoshi or Ya or like Legoshi's granddad or even like Louis like
Or Louis.
learning learning the facts about A, the king's drug, and B, the the
Melon.
history of like the relationships and how these characters relate to each other, and the fact that Legoshi is like this guy's grandson is like them learning those getting drip fed those details. Like the first time one character is learning it, it's like, oh cool, but then like when Legoshi's also getting drip fed the information, and later like it's like Gohi and Panda like has to like, you know, mention, like, he literally, the way that he mentions Legoshi's grandpa is because both of their names start with like Go or something. Like he's like, what was his name? Gohin? No, that's my name. Haha. No, it's Go. He's just like, he has to like say it so that Legoshi can think, wait, that's my grandpa. Oh, wait, that's what. And it's like, it's just
Wait,
so
that's my
dragged
grandpa.
out.
Oh, by the way, I have a grandpa. Oh, by the way, my grandpa is a Komodo dragon. Oh, by the way, yeah, it's a lot of.
And we know all this. Like, we've learned all this.
You're really right about the like retelling information over and over again. The Kinds one with the energy drink is particularly bad.
Yeah.
Like Louis's plot is like being 4 episodes behind the ball like the whole season, and that's so not his character in the other seasons. So it's odd that that's the role he gets, is kind of just like killing time until he can become more relevant to the plot.
And like breaking into like the building to like get this information when like Legoshi could just tell him, like, I don't know, like, I don't know.
Yaya being so like, he's so anti-solving the case despite that being his only goal. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. I here's what I'll say if we're staying in the criticism pocket, because I feel like we'll get this out and then we'll talk about like cool stuff. But I think that
We always say this and then we don't get to the part where we praise the thing we're talking
I
about.
promise to our viewership
Okay.
we're gonna get there. But yeah, well, this is a transition to talking about Melon, I guess, in a way. I don't know where they're going with Melon. I don't like where they're going with Melon. I think Yaya should be the villain. Probably.
I wrote that exact thing down. I think that Melon can be a secondary antagonist, but they spent so much of the first half of this half of a season. Like, Melon is not fully the villain until like 8 or 9 episodes in. Right. And by that point, they then spend all of their time trying to make Legoshi this parallel to Melon, when Legoshi already had a character that he was sort of like paralleling with Yaya, where like Legoshi is what a Beastar should be, right? Like, he actually he does struggle, he does believe in interspecies like harmony, and he puts his money where his mouth is, right? He puts himself in peril constantly in order to protect herbivores. And he's reconciled with the fact that he's kind of a pervert and that he's maybe started this journey for less than noble reasons. Yeah, and he's like, he's gone through all this growth, whereas Yaya is just like this black and white binary, carnivores are bad character, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with him getting redeemed. He has not been redeemed as of what we've seen so far. I'm fine with that character like coming to like becoming a better person because of his interactions with Legoshi. But that should be the plot. It should not be they kind of just like nod heads at one point and decide that they're cool now, and so we can get on to like this leopard gazelle man who is just being the Joker, you know? Like, it's not as interesting dramatically, even with all the work they try and do to tie it into like interspecies offspring.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not that interesting.
And it's also, I think, like, on a, like, I politically don't like it. I think that, like,
Okay.
not even to make it, like, so, like, anti-cop, whatever, but just to be, like, the point is that they're suffering under this society and that the society needs to change. And the Beastars...
And then it's permeating through all levels of society,
Yeah.
all the way to the school, right? To even the youth are being
right.
harmed by the decisions of adults and organizations and government or what have you.
Absolutely. Like, this society, like, ruined Legoshi's high school life and, like, the lives of other people that he's interacted with, and now it's ruining his, like, adult life and his future because he can't get, like, a good job and he can't, like, get married and, like, this kind of
Right.
stuff. And, like, here's the thing. I don't know. I think that Melon is just, like, the villain now, and that, like, Yaya is gonna, like, be like, you know what, Legoshi? You're better at doing this than me. Hats off to you, kid.
I mean, I think
like,
he's still going to be annoying until he and the grandfather have an on-screen confrontation, because they have an off-screen confrontation, which is really weird. It's weird just seeing them in a scene together and it not being, like, for a show that feels the need to constantly reintroduce.
I don't remember this.
They're in the hospital together. Like, they walk
really?
into Legoshi's room and he's gone when he goes to the grave of his mother. They're standing next to each other, and it's like, why does this show feel the need to over-explain and over-introduce and reintroduce characters, but these two forces that have to meet, right? These two, like, mentors to Legoshi. Yeah. And we're going to have that happen off screen. Yaya even says, like, oh, your grandfather really chewed me out at the hospital. Why is that not shown?
Yeah,
but we're dealing with Bill and the drama club. Anyway.
Or like 50 scenes of, like, them explaining, like, kin science or whatever, or like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's like, there's stuff where it's like, why are we putting filler here? It's probably because it wasn't in the original manga and they needed to stretch the season out to, like, you know, make it into 2 seasons, but, like, the portions that they chose to stretch out is what is like frustrating, right? But yeah, I think that yeah, I don't know, it's just, like, I think that's, like, the ultimate thing, right? Is, like, confronting the person who's the leader of society, who, like, maybe has some good ideas about, like, opposing discrimination, but is, like, too black and white in their thinking and you know, too self-assured, and, like,
it has
Legoshi...
power and resources in a way that is scary, and reputation, right? Like, Yaya is the symbol of justice and peace in this world. This world's corrupted, so of course he'd be corrupted, right? Like, right. Legoshi, the ideal versus the, like, what society thinks is the ideal is an interesting idea. And the show has been tackling that the whole time in the first season with Louis and Legoshi and Bill and Bearman Riz that everyone forgets. That has been just lost to time, even though he was really cool in season 2. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why it seems to be running away from that in favor of a whole new thing. Suddenly, in the 3rd season, final season, part 1, Melon's magnificent
Melon
plan.
rising.
You know, like, why is interspecies relationships? I get that Haru and Legoshi's been a thing the whole season, the whole show, right? And it's been it's been a focus, even though Haru's been MIA. For 2 seasons now. Interspecies children has never been, like, a major plot point, and it's weird that that's now the most important thing at the end of the show, right?
Yeah, it's like, I feel, and then like, that's where I get, like, politically meta, because it's like, I don't want to make the bad faith interpretation and be like, oh, this is lazy and a bad story, right? But I can't think of anything that Melon is that isn't, like, just kind of, like, derogatory or putting the blame at the feet of, like, the victims of the society as opposed to, like, the creators of it, right? It's like, you know, if he's an interracial child, that sucks. If he's a child of, like, gay parents, that sucks. Like, if he's non-binary, that sucks. Like, there's not
a trans
really
character, right? Like, No matter what version of the metaphor you're looking at, it still is muddied. And I had this problem when we talked about the season 2 of just like there being no one metaphor means this show is open to like infinite bad faith interpretations, right?
Right.
Like it
Yeah.
it's troublesome. I still liked it. I want to talk about positive, you know?
Yeah.
I think the scene to scene it's more entertaining and interesting.
Mm.
I think some of the side stuff is really fun. But I miss Haru. Haru's barely in the show. I don't understand
Yeah.
why. I liked her arc on her own with the Harlequin rabbit and the devouring incident.
Let's
I'm speaking too much.
let's talk Haru. I want to. Okay, my favorite one of her is the one that you mentioned where her and Legoshi go to the like meat market, and she's in a room like yelling at like the dead rabbits and being like, how much would you stake me for? And like that's also a really funnily like done scene, like as they leave, like the shopkeeper just mumbles like my merchandise like just really weakly in a way that's very funny. I think that that is such
I like
a fun
Haru
scene.
matching Legoshi's crazy, right? Like I like that she's
Yeah.
so willing to like because in the same way that Legoshi is so willing to like not worry about his own well-being, like Haru is kind of the same way. They match each other's freak, you know. Please
Yeah,
make out
absolutely.
with me in front of these dead these dead people. It's like such a weird it's weird and interesting, but that's what makes BEASTARS fun. Like that in that moment I'm like, okay, this is really a little strange, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and it's like I think it feels really real and grounded for her character, which like so much of like what was going on with her like way back in the olden times in season 1 is like to do with sex and like promiscuity and that kind of stuff, and it feels like a real thing to be like, yeah, like show me your like dirty porn, like show me like the like back alley like red light district or
this
whatever.
thing
like
everyone has
yeah.
opinions about why we shouldn't date. Show me the reason why we shouldn't date. Like show like it's a challenge to society more than a challenge to Legoshi, right? Like it's Haru saying like I can take it. I can take the like dark truth of devouring and like carnivore culture, right?
No, and I love it, and it's like really like I feel like that is Haru's strongest, being like, you know, like taking these like societal taboos head on and like not like, you know, like people like infantilize and coddle like women about like these like sexual things like all the time, and it's like just this like bubble that they're supposed to live in and be protected in and all this kind of stuff, and like she is a fun good character because she's just like don't treat me like a child, I'm gonna like burst into like this, that, the other, like I don't care,
Right.
like, you know, I'm what am I gonna be traumatized like, you know, it's like crazy stuff. I really like stuff like that. The college scenes I enjoy, like, you know, some of it.
I like Haru
Yeah.
internalized racism, like coming out and fighting against the Harlequin rabbit, and then being like, "Wait, no, I'm becoming what I hate." You know, I thought that was not fun. It was sad. It was a dramatic, well thought out, like little bit of characterization where she's kind of backsliding a little bit on her ideals and then reinforcing them later, and that's what kind of like pushes her to go find Legoshi on his birthday, which I thought was sweet.
Totally, yeah. I think the only thing I was kind of like about on it was the one who's like it's revealed she is kind of dating for clout, and like where I was like, I think that that's something that people get accused of, and I don't really know how much I mean, it's not 0%. It felt cynical when the guy was like, oh, but we are dating for clout. I was kind of like, okay, but I like what you said, like Haru's like arc of like kind of like snapping at them and then being like, oh, I'm being critical of them because I'm like insecure about my relationship to Legoshi
because I can't introduce Legoshi to my father, right? Like, which is a
right.
small. I like. Once again, the stakes in this show are so fucked up because we went straight to Mafia and Yakuza so quickly. I don't care about Haru's father being a racist because Haru was kidnapped by the mafia in season 1. Like,
He didn't
we're
know.
so far beyond that. You don't know. You don't know Haru, Dad. Legoshi has saved her life like 3 times. Like, who cares?
Yeah, like I feel like he's gonna have a lot easier time accepting Legoshi than like accepting that his daughter's like promiscuous and like it was rumored around school and stuff. Like, I don't know. I think that there's way more of it. It's just kind of like a thrown on thing. There's like so many parts of this that are like so deep and well thought out, and there's so many parts where it's just like this kind of feels like an
whatever.
yeah. But I don't know. I do like some of the Haru stuff. I love. I keep going back to 7 and the seal. What are the other things I like in this?
I'll tell you. I like the I can't remember what animal she is, but the devourer who Gohin rehabilitates and then she agrees to turn herself in, and
She's
it's another like using the animal detail. Whatever animal she is, it's an animal that's like known for not being very expressive, and so tying that into like the I want to see you smile and all that, and I thought that was like using this world to its fullest, where it's like little character moments, little interesting animalistic details. It is yet another way that people are discriminated against in BEASTARS world. Just everyone's having a bad time in this world, which also kind of makes it's gone so far in the direction where I'm like, do we even want these characters to save this world or change it? Like, is it even possible? Like, everyone they meet on the street is a dickhead, so it's like, do I even care about this world? But I thought that was a really nice little side story. It was well paced. It was not the focus of the episode, but it kept cutting into it, and Legoshi kind of like comes in and out of it, and I thought I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's like they're saying stuff, like they're reacting to stuff that's of consequence to Legoshi. Like when he's hearing like that conversation that they're having, like he's really like thinking about it deeply, like as he's just like cleaning the outside. Yeah, and it's like he like because his whole arc, he's been the harshest on carnivores that eat meat, and like had like gone from zero tolerance to like learning to becoming one, but still kind of like feeling guilt or shame at that fact. And yeah, like it feels like him having a neutral expression and not getting not rushing in and being like, Gohin, how can you help her, like she's a
right,
like is his character growth as well. Like it's nicely done. When it's working good, it's good. And
it's a little throwback to because I think there's a quote from Gohin in season 2 or something along the lines of like, do you think arresting these people is gonna like do you think it was referenced to Riz, the character that who's on the milk carton now, is long forgotten, but it's like, do you think arresting these people is how this ends or how this is gonna solve anything? And it's like it's very confronting to Legoshi and to the audience of like, just turn the guy in. It's like, no, that's not.
Yeah,
you got to get deeper into the actual like psychology of what's causing people to do this beyond the animalistic instinct, which is just got a little bit of a writing crutch at this point. Like, you got to talk about the show's at its best when it's trying to like show how it's more than just instinct that are causing these problems, right? It's more than just carnivore's nature to devour. Like, it is all these societal pressures that are being put on these characters that is leading to them lashing out and becoming the monsters that people think they are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's tied better. Like, I don't know. There's just stuff that's like so cemented into the plot of like that and like Yafia, and then like the drink, man. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be an energy drink, which is a metaphor for nothing. Performance enhancing drugs, maybe. Like, it seems to just be like.
Well, so that drink that men drink and it makes them really horny.
Oh yeah, sure.
The assault women on the street. Yeah, it sucks when that was prevalent. I don't know.
It's like Viagra. I don't know what it's like. What is this? What are you trying to tell me, chicken lady? Like, I don't understand what this manga and anime means anymore.
I don't know. I miss chicken egg sandwich anecdotes sometimes. I'm like,
do
I
not
don't know.
miss
These were
those.
that it's funny, but it's also it's like it's there's like gender performance tied to it and stuff. I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. Sam,
I like the characters more
BEASTARS
than
is pretty
ever.
good.
I don't
I
like the I
think
don't like the plot. I like the plot less than ever.
like the plus. Um, I will say one thing that I don't like is the 2D animated squirrel that he has to talk like Louis has to talk to in like 7 different scenes with a doctor's coat, who
hmm
doesn't add anything to plot, isn't interesting. It's already a boring plot because we've established he's discovering the secrets like way too late. It
hmm
sucks that she's in it that many times and that she's 2D. She's in it way too many times to be 2D. It really bothers me. Don't like it. I wish they just reused a different. Just change the animal. She's not an important character. No one will know.
If we're nitpicking animation, I continue to not like the smell effects. Like it's bothered me the entire time. It's
Um.
just, it looks like an Alienware commercial. Like I just think it's always looked bad and weird, and I've never liked it. I don't like it with the carrots. I don't like it with the civet pellets. I don't like it with anything. I think it's always cheesy.
Yeah.
That's my
No, that's
complaint.
fair.
Welcome to
But
not being able to animate, but bitching about animation hour.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I will say, I gotta take it over to whether or not there would be pirates in this and whether they would
Okay.
like assist in this
Our first category of the
thing.
episode, 50 minutes in.
Yeah, because I feel like I feel like we kind of if my Gush Zone sponsored by Gush should unleash the unstoppable flavor inspired would be probably to do with like this old naked man that hangs out with
I
Legoshi.
love I love Mr. Seal Man.
Yeah, that's good. All those scenes are like really funny. Like when he starts like crying because Legoshi's like sad and all this kind of stuff is really good.
I would cry
In
for
any
you on
perspective.
land. I would not cry in the ocean, but I would cry for you.
Mm. I
Ooh.
love
I love how he
I,
talks.
absolutely. I love the Seven story. Like I did mention it before, but it's like
hmm
really like lashing out at him for helping and then apologizing for lashing out is like again like it's like this really it feels like a realistic moment of like how that works. It's like it's less Saturday morning special and it's more
Yes.
like she's so annoyed at this
The
stuff and
show
then
itself feels like it's gone through emotional growth because, like, the version of that in high school would have been really annoying in one note, and this
mm,
one felt, yeah, more like it gave a little bit more.
yeah, no, absolutely. Like that was fun. That was all cool. In terms of yeah, like whether would pirates help? Um I think that I would love to see the ocean world and I don't think we ever will see that society. Um
hmm Except
and
for when Legoshi gets saved by it in like like 4
oh
seconds after
wait.
the season
Oh
ends.
yeah, I forgot.
In the least, in the easiest setup plot point of all time, in episode 11, when he goes, "If you're ever thrown into the ocean by a mean hybrid man, just say these magic words and I'll save you." I'm sorry, I'm interrupting the Gush Zone. Wow, that was really That was really fortuitous that this conversation happened, and then the next
I
scene, Legoshi's being thrown off a fucking cliff. Anyway,
I absolutely meant to mention that because that was so. It's crazy. It's like, yeah,
as it's
but
happening, I'm like, "You're wasting my time. I know he's getting thrown to the ocean now."
if the bisexual Joker pushes you into the sea, like you need to make sure, like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I'm sure. I really hope that the second half
Melon
doesn't
is
waste
cool.
time as much. I'm sure, like, because they had to have split it into like 2 seasons for a reason, right? Like, there's got to be too much content to fit into one season. I
I think
hope
there's
that
too much content to fit into one season, but not enough content to fit into 2 seasons, is what I suspect.
absolutely.
Which often
I'm
happens in the final seasons of manga adaptations because manga don't necessarily end with 12 episode blocks in mind, right?
Right, and it happens to like movie series, and they have to split the last movie in half. Like it's annoying, but it's like I think the my true desire and hope is that like they've just like stacked the like plot developments and stuff in the latter half,
We will
because
see.
it feels like they just needed like, okay, what's a point that we can kind of end on. um
I distracted you though, Mallory. Where would pirates be involved? Where would the best
I'm
point to insert some pirates?
I'm just saying, like, I think Legoshi, like, he could be free from this society and all these expectations if he went out to the sea and everyone gets eaten, and it's like they're free orgies in the streets and he doesn't have to be ashamed of himself anymore. And I think that would happen if he got invited out on a pirate ship and he could explore the ocean with his fun little seal friend.
I
And
wish
yeah.
that Melon was not working with the Lions. I wish that Melon had his own like ocean pirate gang, and because you could tie in. There's so many
Whoa.
opportunities to tie in plot lines that they don't do. But like, what if Melon, was working with like Barracudas or something? Like that was his crew, as opposed to the
Yeah.
Lions, who I think have the least to do in the plot of all time. Like they're so uninteresting now.
What if he's taking advantage of immigrant laborers and it's like a commentary on like the
It
strict immigration laws?
You could do
That's
that. They kind of did that with
that's
that milk farm for like 1 second, and I was like, that was an interesting little detail. Uh,
yeah.
it's almost like it's better to leave it as just like an interesting factoid as opposed to making it. As soon as anything becomes a plot line, it becomes muddied and weird. But if it's like you just see Yaya freeing like some overtaxed like cow laborers, and you're like, okay, I kind of get what that's saying, and then it just goes on and yada yada's away.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Yaya's
we don't have
away,
to.
you know.
Yeah, we yah it away. Absolutely. I completely forgot the whole Lions plot line where they're like, oh, we just need a good boss, and we're like, I'm like, I feel like they should have made these dogs because that's the way they behave, because they're just like, we can't do anything around here without the old boss, and then but they just like fucking like Melon just shows up. He's like, now I have to be the boss. Ah, shit, we have to listen to this guy now. We can't just shoot him in the head if he's pissing us off. Um,
I
yeah,
agree.
I don't know. It's
Um,
crazy.
Cry about it. Didn't cry at all. Didn't feel very emotional this entire season. All the payoff, I hope, is in the next 12 episodes. Legoshi talking to his dead mother didn't do a thing for me. Dry-eyed in the audience, a little heavy-handed. Let me think here. Woke police. That's been the entire episode. Watched the
Yeah.
last 50 minutes, other than my Evangelion diatribe. Inappropriate Fortnite skin. So many options.
Oh, this is fun.
I want to run around as the racist Hawkmen. I think they have like matching jackets, right? Like one's blue and one's green and one's red, and you're just like, you could just get a squad together and run through
I
and
I would
win.
love to like hunt if you first they release Legoshi's grandpa and then they release two racist Hawkmen. I mean, you could just run around in Fortnite and like hunt lizards. I think that would be
Yes,
awesome. My was gonna be blood soaked sloth that's like smiling at
blood-soaked
cri-
sloth is
crime scene
pretty
sloth.
scary.
Yeah. I didn't realize how scary sloths were, man. I thought they were just like friendly little like cuddly
They're kind of
creatures.
dead-eyed and a little, yeah. But
Yeah, freaky things.
are we being BEASTARS racist by saying that?
There you go. And who was the beast? Sam. Last thing before we do the tiers, who do you think is gonna be the beast star at the end of the show?
It can't be Legoshi, right? Because this world is run by insane, annoying people, and it doesn't feel like it's. I feel like it's gonna be Juno, a character I cannot stand.
Oh, yeah. You don't like when Juno's being like biting the straw and being like, "Don't you want me to bite your leg off?" Just
I
like,
like that the show now knows that Juno's annoying. Like when she's visiting Legoshi and just crying nonstop. I like that the show is like, yeah, we get that this character sucks. Like we
oh
we are
man,
also not a fan of Juno anymore.
See, you keep reminding me of things I really like the scene where she like starts ranting about her love life and it plays it in fast forward and like it shows the blue
Mm.
screen is really well done. It looks really nice, like visually, and then the thing where they like pull out like the like parrot pulls out like his like board with like the yes or no, like are you for or against like interspecies marriage, and then he turns it around and he's like reason number one, it's scary. Reason number two, like I think that like that to me is such a like I've seen that on Japanese TV.
I hate
and I've seen them
man on the street interview people.
Yeah,
Right. Like it's annoying.
ignorant ass questions about immigration and being like,
Right.
do you want to live in a neighborhood with like black people? No,
Yeah.
why?
Do you think
Because
tourists
they're
punch
scary.
deer? Yeah.
Yeah, do you think Chinese people should be allowed in the like I've seen shit like that on Japanese TV. It's like fucking obnoxious and they do it perfectly and it's so good. I
Well,
really
like the
that
American
scene.
version of that is like to go to like any like party street in a city and be like, are women dumb? Are men dumb? You know, like just like that's all it ever is. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
we're really helping society here. Um, I do have a quick award to give. The directed by Takashi Koike award for awesome directing. I really like the sloth setup with like when Legoshi gets to the tattoo parlor and the sloth continues talking from the previous conversation. Like regardless of that being like a setup by Melon, it's a cool concept that the sloth is like continuing a conversation that's already ended minutes prior. Like I thought that was a clever idea. It reminded me of like a video game audio tape where it's like, I'm Mr. Bioshock and I'm going to take over the town and I'm also going to leave proof of it here in this like medicine cabinet for you to find later. I thought it was kind of fun.
When I was a boy, I had a dog
named Skip. What is it? What's a voxophone? What's a voxophone?
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, that part is also really good. I like that's the thing. Like it does start to pick up like towards the end, and like the lip. As much as I don't like
cut off.
Melon is like the villain, and yeah, like obviously it ends in a weird place, and it stalls a lot to get there. It's like when it picks up, I'm like, okay, like I can see like it's the same thing that happened in season 2 where they're kind of like dicking around for a little while, and then like all of a sudden the like Riz Pina Legoshi story picks up, and you're like, all right, this is a plot, this is nice. So yeah, hopeful for next season, but for now, Sam, what did you think of this season?
Well, I know I started the episode saying I've had like the least problems with this season, and then we proceeded to shit on it for 50 minutes.
I feel like it's coming from me, and I feel bad because this season annoyed me a lot. So.
I think I'm just giving it too much of a pass because I do. I think the show was at its strongest with the Riz character. Because I like a good psychopath, and I think they really did a good job of explaining why he was a psychopath and empathizing with him without being like, and we can all be friends now. That's like probably my favorite part of the entire series so far. Probably either that or the Haru stuff, but Haru again tragically underused in season 2 and now season 3. Am I going to give a third season of BEASTARS a B? Like, is that really what I'm going to do?
I mean,
I don't think...
Unbroken Streak. And then, here's the thing. If you do that in the next season, because it's coming out tomorrow, they're gonna be making last-minute edits before it goes live on Netflix,
True.
I'm sure. They're going to see that, and they're going to be like, we can do whatever we want, because Sam's going to have to give the 4th season a B, or people are going to get mad at him.
I gotta be honest, it doesn't get on base. I think it is cicadas in an endless anime summer. I think this is too much fat on the bone. I think it wastes a lot of time. I think it is going to be a C tier, cicadas in an endless anime summer.
I agree. I'm on your side with this. I'm not like offended. This is more like this is just like, well, I gotta see how BEASTARS ends at this point type of investment.
I hope when we watch the final season, we'll like come on and be drinking our ant shakes and being like, this is the best thing ever. But I don't see it happening, I'll be honest.
I do hope Melon comes around and is like more compelling. It's just like position wise, like it's just less interestingly positioned than like Riz from the intro. You can tell is like, oh, this is gonna be really good, and then he just keeps getting better in a way that like Melon from the intro. I'm like, okay, but
Riz visually is also just like so
oh my
strong
god,
off the
yeah,
back because like the dead like teddy bear eyes is so scary.
absolutely.
And I think they thought that they were cooking with Melon being the teacher at the end and it being like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Oh, I forgot that. That's another thing where you're like, oh no, Melon is Melon is
Whatever.
teaching her class.
Yeah.
What are we gonna
It did not have that
do,
effect
guys?
on me where I was like, oh my god. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm Melon because I wear a mask sometimes
You're
if I'm
a
feeling.
teacher.
I'm trans, and then if I'm having a bad face day, I'll wear a mask, and I'm a teacher, and I pushed a guy into the ocean last week for snooping
It's
around my
okay.
business.
That guy knew ocean language.
And I'm a therapist that like murders my patients for their bones. He's a jack of all trades. This guy.
Melon,
Well,
he's
Sam,
whatever the story needs him to be, you know.
he's whatever you need to be.
Well, Mallory, I've been giving you a lot of movies lately,
Mm.
and that's gonna change. And I've also been doing. It's been a very anime heavy season of the Nobody Leaves podcast, season 2, Chaos. So I'd like to go back to manga. It's been a while since we've read a manga.
I'm ready.
You're
in.
ready. You're hearing. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
I like to read.
There's a manga series that I've recently read that comes out sporadically. That's really hard to research. There's not much information on it, but it's got a good amount of chapters at this point. I want you to read The Bugle Call, Song of War. Now it's kind of a Berserk, but not really. This is like Berserk Light. It is a fantasy series about mercenaries and warring kingdoms and magic, and I don't feel that strongly about the portion of chapters that we're going to read, but I want to get another perspective on it because I think this manga is kind of cooking a little bit, and I may eventually make a video on it. And the more that comes out, the more I like it. That's a lot of qualifiers. I'm making you read a fantasy manga. The Bugle Call, Song of War, the first 7 chapters. We're gonna do it.
That's cool. The Bugle Call, I'll be heeding it. And I'm a little scared because a mutual friend of ours did once explain the plot of Berserk to me in a really long car ride, and that's crazy. So I'm curious.
It's not as intense as Berserk. I will say that. This is like Berserk Juniors. It is it's occasionally violent. It's occasionally gruesome. It's got some of the same like, oh, that's a really like messed up concept, but it does not have the like absolute nihilism that permeates through a lot of Berserk. That then eventually turns into some hope, and then the author died, and it's sad. Yeah, it's interesting manga. I want to talk about it, and I also want to revisit the first half because it comes out so sporadically that it's been like a year since I've read it. Next week, 7 chapters.
Well, I'll bugle you.
It's literally a bugle. It is a trumpet. Like that's what we're talking about. Not the finger chips. We're talking about a bugle and how it's used for warfare.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you about it, but not Trump yet. But you know, after giving it a nice bugling, I'm
sounding the horn on the Bugle Call, Song of War. Yeah.
Give me a call next week with the bugle. Until then, have a really great rest of your day, Sam.
I'm not going to now, Mallory.